Welcome to Geek Philosophy, where we love geeky wisdom, and you have found session 3 of our Relics of the Ancients live stream D&D campaign. My name is Brian, if you haven't already caught that before, and I am joined by Carrie playing the human wizard Henrik, and Crystal playing the Aasimar druid Riva, and Melanie, who is the half-elven ranger Elora. And
Hey.
so, hey everybody, welcome back.
Hi.
Mhm.
All right, we ready to just jump in?
Yes.
Let's get
Let's
it.
do it.
All right. So, after taking the day and a long rest since your last piece of the adventure, where you were up against some unexpected guardians, so to speak, of this area, you kind of feel reassured since you were able to explore the area. You didn't find anything else that seemed to be threatening as you were going through. You were able to make some notes about the architecture. Carrie, you found it very interesting and resembled some of the familiar spaces that you've been in the past. Now that you've had a chance to kind of get through some of the moss and see things, it was very well made. Uh, Riva and Melanie, you were able to kind of take in that some of the wildlife that grows in this area is similar to what you're used to, but still different in some ways too. So just being able to see what's going on, and those of you that wanted to collect some things like the winter moss that's growing here or stuff like that, you were able to do all of that. Um, it's still kind of unclear what the original purpose was for this structure that you're about to enter, this ruined whatever it is. You still don't know what's beyond the entryway, and so um, for you though, it seems to not really matter too much about what it was because you have a purpose. You want to find this relic, no matter what is going to be in there, because you know that it's important to what's going on. And so it's early evening as you start to stow away your belongings and you pack up the camp. And so let me just take a second there and see if there's anything else that you guys wanted to do before you start making your way towards the entrance.
Well, I'm assuming during the downtime that we're asking Laura why her name's on the cavern, right? Like what she knows about her mom already. I'm definitely interested in all of that
Well,
with my journal handy.
let's role play that
To,
out.
to,
Let's see what you guys think.
yeah. So the if I remember right, the way it left off was it was in her mother's handwriting, etched into the stone, her name, right? Almost kind of like a "follow me here," right? So were you close to your mom?
Yes.
So is it like a she disappeared situation? Like she went on some journey and like disappeared?
Yeah, her and my father took a journey to this place and they wouldn't let me go. And so this is where I lost them.
So did you know before today that this is where they went? Like did you know this going into
Yes.
this? That
Yes.
they disappeared here?
Or I knew they were coming here. I didn't necessarily know they disappeared here, but I knew they were coming here.
Okay, cool. So we just discovered that. I like that we're sharing since we
Yeah.
went on a harrowing adventure and almost died
There
together.
you go.
That's
There you go.
that's how
Exactly.
she became. She came to live with us. That's when she became kind of my foster sister.
And how long ago was this?
We were teenagers.
And
Or
how old are you now?
younger.
Or
Yeah, you were
Years
you were a
ago?
little bit
Like,
younger, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, probably
okay.
younger.
yeah. What's so? I would say that. How old are you, Riva?
27.
Yeah. So if you're
And
27, Alora, Riva, you're close to that.
I'm like 2 years younger, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say it was probably at least 20 years ago.
Okay.
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 So enough that she was very young girl that knew about her mom and dad, and or at least grew up with them and used to travel along on expeditions, but on this one they decided that it might be too dangerous and they wanted to leave her with friends basically while they were gone.
Okay. So I'm here at the bequest of Dean Alexandrin, right? So what's your motivation for being here outside of just accepting his invitation? It seems there's more going on. If you knew your mom was here, like what's the story? Is there anything I need to be aware of going into this dark, deep tunnel?
Mm, no. The only thing we know is we were coming to see Javin to get some paperwork, And then the dean asked us to go on this journey.
And then you recognize right then that this is a place that your mother disappeared?
I didn't realize it until it said my name, and then I was like, okay, I guess this is where they went.
Okay, got
So
it. So I think I
I'm
understand.
kind of a little shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
her
just
I wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah. Her parents spoke with mine and said they were going to be going to some ruins to do some, exploring and really kind of trying to figure out, what was in the area. And then we just never heard from them again. And
Okay,
really,
cool.
I mean, my whole thing with it is, there's the aspect of maybe we could possibly figure out what's going on with Alora's parents, but also the shrines of Melora are being, desecrated by whatever entity or thing that was that we found. So it is important to me to figure out what's going on with that and to stop it if we can, because it's interrupting the natural, the natural flow of things.
And she's my sister, so if it's important to her, it's important to me.
Yes.
Well, I'm not a big believer in fate, but if seeing your name on the stone wall that we're about to walk into, it's definitely makes
a little scary.
A little bit, makes me question
just
a little bit. At least.
I agree with you. I'm a little like, I don't know if I want to go in here or not. It's gonna get hairy. Like, I don't know if this is a, like, come in kind of thing, or if it's a stay away kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
it would have been nice if it was said, I
with
your name.
Yeah, danger, or
danger.
yeah, exactly. Like, check this out, or run away.
It's just vague enough that we don't know.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. DM, how should we look at this?
So, well, I don't want to tell you how to look at it, but I will say that just by reading it, you could tell that it wasn't something that was like done hastily. It wasn't like someone going, Laura, like it was just,
there's not like a drag from it,
it's not like
blood or something.
It's not like the Monty Python was, it's not that, but it's but it's just, you can tell it's marked, put it that way. Like it's been marked in a way that is your mother's handwriting, and it doesn't look as if it's, was hastily done or something. And as a matter of fact, for it to be the way it's done, it didn't happen naturally. Like, meaning she must have had some type of ability to leave it like that.
Like a magical ability, or like just old-fashioned, like stone and like.
It doesn't look chiseled. It looks it looks almost as if you could just take your finger and write in rock, that's what it would look like.
Awesome.
Yeah. That kind of leads me to my last action. I wanted to cast detect magic as a ritual, like while we were waiting on the writing, to see if there's anything magical about it.
All right. Good call. Let me pull up my D&D Beyond.
Oh yeah, he's pulling something up.
D&D Beyond is not a sponsor.
Meanwhile, let me look at mine.
This stream, but if they'd like to be, they can reach out at any point.
Exactly.
So
what is that noise?
Oh, sorry. That's my dog. He's hassling. He's hot. I gotta get him out of my lap.
It sounded like a slow run in a movie.
See?
Oh, he's so cute.
He's my fluffy butt. Okay, scooch with your hassle. Sorry.
No.
Okay, maybe that'll be better.
So with your identify spell, so you are learning. No, you detected magic, not identify. Sorry.
Correct.
So you do sense the presence of magic there. It is from the School of Illusion. also can sense some or see some glowing aspects on in your vicinity on those things that are carried by your group. But those are the things that you would have already known as you have traveled with them for a couple of years. But the only thing that you see, then you also, what's the range on this? 30 feet. Where are you doing this? Where are you guys talking? So you're at the door. You're at the archway when you're doing this, right?
At the archway, kind of aimed, kind of right up at the writing.
Totally. Okay. So you also get a. You're not sure what the School of Magic is, but you also see the dim light beyond, which is in the so you've got the archway that goes in, and then you look into where the entrance is going to be, and you see some of that glow, and you feel the presence of arcane energy coming from the door entering into the ruins.
Sorry. So, meaning in the deep, like I can't pinpoint it, but I just feel something coming out of the tunnel generally.
Yeah. So you've got like the archway that you're standing in front of, where her mom's stuff were, and then on either side there were those statues that were sort of engraved in on, kind of flanking it, and that's sort of almost like a little alcove that within about 15 feet or so, if you walk, that's where the entrance is. So it's coming from like where the entrance is, not quite right there at the archway, but a little further in. So you'd have to go further into the alcove to find out what it is, or to see more.
Got it. Okay. Meaning I can do that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
I'm just saying, from where you're standing right now, you're not getting too much until you get closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna curiosity's gonna get the best of me. I'm gonna kind of just slowly walk into the dark tunnel.
Can you tell us what you see first?
Yeah, like how does detect magic work? Is it only me that it glows for? You're gonna look again.
Yes.
I should know this.
Yeah, it's if you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and if you learn its school, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by at least a foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, or lead, or 3 feet of dirt, stuff like that.
Okay, and then so the signature itself was the illusion spell, was the illusion magic.
Yes, although roll an Arcana check for me.
14.
Yeah, that's actually good for what you're doing here. You can tell that this is a spell that you maybe, I don't know if you know it or not, you'd have to tell me, but it's something that you're definitely familiar with. The illusory script. And so, but the thing is that usual duration for illusory script is 10 days. That's about how long it usually lasts if someone does this. So that means either this is no more than 10 days old, or it has somehow been augmented to be permanent.
Okay. So, so I told you guys, caveat backwards. I told you guys I was casting this ahead of time. So now that I'm casting it, I'm gonna. So it's illusion magic. So there's some sort of illusion on the writing itself. So typical duration. I'm just gonna spoon feed what he just said. So typical duration for this spell is, not more than a handful of days. So either your mother just passed through here recently, or she's found a way to make this permanent. It's beyond my abilities to know which for sure, but there is magic deeper into the tunnel. So I'm going to venture in a little bit slowly to see what it could be.
Okay, be careful.
You can come right behind me if you want to, like immediately right behind me with everything ready.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Bow at the ready.
Okay, sounds good. I got you.
Are you heading into Riva?
Yes.
Is it like pitch black, Brian, like that I can't see anything?
No, it's the sun's starting to go down, but it is in the mountains, so it's starting to get dark. So it is harder to see things.
If it gets too dark, I was just going to cast light on my wand or something.
Okay. It's
Or
probably
I can go in first and check it out because I can see in the dark. Whatever y'all would like to do.
that's up to you
She's
guys.
super spirited.
Yeah, I'll go and cast light.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay behind here, away from the light.
Yeah,
Okay.
just give me a little more light on it.
So as you cast light and then it starts to illuminate the alcove underneath, you see a sort of, again, very intricate stonework. It sort of was hidden almost by the nature and the area and the growth of what's happening in this basin with the moss and the stream coming through, and it almost took away from the fact that this was really exquisitely crafted. And then as you move toward the where you assume the entrance is, you indeed see a large stone door. However, while you can tell it's a door, you do not see any mechanism for opening it. There's no handle, there's no lever, there's nothing there that you notice offhand. You do see, however, in this at about your height, maybe about where you're about chin level to you, Henrik, as you go towards it, you see that there is several things that are glowing with the detect magic spell that you have. They're to your left side of this doorway. There's a small little alcove just outside of where the seam of the door is, and in that alcove you see embedded into the rock are 3 gems. Straight ahead, where almost at face level with you, you can now see runes in a circle, and then in the center of those runes in a circle, you see what looks to be almost like an emblem of a dragonfly. But it's actually, as the light hits it, it glints, and you can tell that it's crystal. And then on the top and then to the sides, you see more gems. One above it that's a blue gem, one on the right that's red, one on the left. You know what? Let me just show you.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
So these over here are embedded in the rock, and then you see these runes. Let me pull up notes. Henrik, you, like, completely with a wave of understanding, when you see these, realize these are the same ones on the disc that was in Spiros's office when you went there, and you saw one of the ones that were burned away, and you also recognize the top rune as the one that was burned into, or that dark sucking in the light rune that was in the Shrine of Melora where you found Javin. And so these are, it seems to be, the runes that were on that disc that you saw before. But you can definitely tell that all of the stones, all of the gemstones, all 6 of them are emitting some type of magic. Although you're not able to understand the nature of the magic yet.
Yeah, so the type of magic is beyond me, but all these stones are radiating with the magic.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Nice, but no threat, no danger it seems. So I'm gonna let my guard down a little bit briefly, and then now get into detective mode, like professor mode, to try to figure out what this thing is.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna admire the craftsmanship of the wall. So I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna go and touch it. Just rub my fingers across it to look at the is it etched into are the runes etched into the stone?
That's correct. Yeah, the runes are etched into the stone, and these are actually, you can. Are you touching them, or are you just looking at them? What's the?
Yeah, runes. Yeah, and touching the gems. Like, are the gems removable?
So
The
3 that are on the left, they all pop out of a little alcove as you move them. The ones in the circle do not move. They're embedded in there, as does the dragonfly in the center. The runes themselves, you can also, now that you're kind of like feeling around where they are, you can tell that they are etched in. You can, these aren't illusionary. These are etched in. Very fine craftsmanship, though. It's almost like you're not sure how they were etched in. You don't see any tool marks. You don't see anything. It's just engraved in a way that is very finely done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it looks like this is our way in. You guys have any ideas on how to open the door?
So I would like to walk up and kind of look.
Okay.
Because I'm imagining he was up looking, So I'll kind of walk over and kind of look. And can Reva tell if the gems that pop out are their shapes the same shapes as the three? Because the runes have 3 different shapes. Are the gems, could they socket in? I know it's supposed to just be etched into the stone, but maybe it's magical and it'll like suck it in or something. I don't know.
Okay, so are you taking one of them? To move
it? Henrik, I saw that rune on the the statue of Melora too.
Right.
So it's the furthest north on the stone. Okay. So
Right.
I don't want to do that one because me and that guy did not like each other. So I would like to try to take the blue one to like clockwise the one's position, or if the top is that one, and see if it like will socket in.
So you take it and you kind of place it there. It doesn't seem to be doing anything as you place it on that rune. Or rune, sorry, not ruin.
Okay.
What if we touch it to the blue stone itself?
As you touch it to the blue, this one. So as you touch it to the blue stone, something changes. This stone turns clear.
Okay, so you want to do red green then? Same thing?
Okay.
You guys all good if we do that? Is everybody good if Reva does that?
I'm thinking. I think I actually want to investigate the room a little more to see if there might be anything on the walls that give us any kind of directions.
Sure. Yeah, so let's roll an investigation check.
We're just over there pushing buttons, and she's actually being
cautious. I know, I'm more cautious. Yeah.
We're like, ooh.
Sorry, y'all are like balls to the wall, and I'm like, wait a minute. We're like, I've seen too many movies. Sorry.
It's awesome.
Oh, well, this isn't going to help any. 6.
So as you're looking around, you're not seeing anything obvious that can help you out. Although I can say that while you're looking in that area, the light's not shedding on, or shining on anything that looks dangerous, like from where you are. But nothing obvious that could be of assistance.
Okay, whatever.
Sure.
Whatever
So
you think.
I'll grab the green gem and put it on top of the corresponding green gem then.
Okay, so
we can all be in this together.
Yep, we're all going down.
So when you touch the green gem,
everything blows up.
I know he's taking forever. It's like, was that the right call?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that.
Turns clear.
Okay.
Okay.
Your turn, Laura.
2 for 3. No, go ahead. You're doing a great job. I'm not touching it.
All right, I'll touch the red to red.
He's pushing the red button.
I know, exactly. Like, I don't know about.
red gem remains red.
Okay.
I knew it couldn't be that easy.
Right.
Is there any change in the wall, the door, or any of the runes?
No.
Oh, jeez. I do not have a mind for puzzles, guys.
So what happens if I touch the red gem to one of the other two? Like, let's say where the blue one was. If I touch the red gem to that.
As you touch the clear gem,
Turns red.
red.
Okay.
Okay. So, so let's try the blue to the red one, the original red one.
Okay, hang
This
on
one?
just a second. I've got a question. The little thing that Spyrus gave us that showed the ruins,
Mm-hmm.
does it have any colors or anything on it that would help us with this before we tear up something?
Great question. So what he gave you was a map and then what looked to be sort of a sketch of what he thought was the guardhouse, the pavilion, all of the things that they thought would have been there, but there wasn't any mention about what was laying close to the entrance. It's almost like he wasn't able to scrounge up that information.
Okay.
And he kept that disc
Yes,
that had
he-
the two
Okay,
burned
he did
out
keep
runes.
it. Oh, okay. Okay, he kept that one. Okay,
Okay.
that's the one I
I
was
didn't
trying
think
to remember.
I wasn't sure. I didn't think that we had brought it with us.
Does anybody remember what it looked like?
I mean,
the disc.
I have a
Yeah.
mind for
Did it have
maps
any
and things,
colors
but-
or anything
So
like that?
it looked very similar to this, but there were no gems, there were no colors, but all of the runes
colors,
around it
okay.
were like this.
Okay.
The one at the top was burned through,
Burned.
and one
Right.
of the others, we can roll a intelligence check to see if we remember what the other one was, if you'd like.
Oh. Try that again.
So just a simple roll plus your intelligence modifier.
I got a 24.
I got a 9.
Well, hold on. I've got I rolled a 1, but
Don't you
with
get to roll
me-
that
with-
again though?
no.
a
That's if
1.
you're a halfling, I think. It's halfling luck.
Not on a 20 sider.
Um,
Everything's a 1 except 20s ones. We keep the ones on the 20s.
I gotcha.
But my thing, so I guess my only thing is that with her being the Star Druid, she can memorize maps and things like that. So does that
I'll
help
give
me
you advantage
any?
on the roll.
Like, okay, we're gonna roll a different dice. And that was
Yep.
intelligence. 13.
Yeah, it didn't come to you, but
Yeah.
Henrik, with that roll, you were able to notice that it's the one near this gem, the one here, that you remember seeing as burnout as well. So this one at the bottom here.
That one, what? Say that again. Sorry,
So
it
there
was
were
burnout.
There were two that had burnt through. Like one of them, he had already had burnt through, and that was one of the reasons that he originally called you, Henrik, was to investigate. And then after you guys showed up with Javin, and told him about another rune, it was like, wait a minute, was it like this? And then this one had burnt out in the interim, so he put it together that they must have been connected, and so. This rune down here was the other one. This was the one that you saw at the shrine to Melora. So these were the two that had burnt out on that little disc that he had. And sorry, you were touching this one or you weren't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When you do that. Does that? Oop, I
I can't hear you.
might be on mute, buddy.
Sorry,
That's
I'm
okay.
over paranoid about that.
That's
So
okay.
what happens if I take blue and hover it over the other clear one? Does that turn blue as well?
Turns this. Sorry. Turned that one blue, but then as that happened, the other one turned blue. The center dragonfly shape turns blue, and the door
Ooh.
begins to move, and it shifts, and then as it shifts, it actually starts to drop down.
Oh, cool.
And as it drops down, you feel like cold air come over you as the tunnel kind of opens up. It's dark in there, but because you have the light, you're able to see within, and it looks like it's opening up to a staircase.
Is it like a stale air? You said.
Yes, it's like a stale air, and just like the change in pressure just kind of like opened and somehow, brought it towards you, and you could just smell like the um, almost like a damp um, like a basement type of smell that's like coming over you,
Yeah.
Kind of musty.
Yeah.
You.
Cool. So I'll explain to you guys how it works later. Like I know exactly what I did to make it work, but
Oh,
we
okay.
don't need to get into it now.
Okay.
Well, I'm
So-
glad you figured it out and nothing blew up.
So, like I said, as that went down, it sort of gave way to this staircase that's leading down stone steps. It seems to be moving farther into the structure. You're going to need to either increase your light or move to be able to see a little farther down into where you're going.
All right, you guys ready to do this?
I mean, is
As ready
anybody
as
very
we're gonna get.
stealthy? I mean,
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Behind you.
Yep, same.
Okay, so as you go down again, there's no real moss growth inside. There's no plant life, it seems like, in here. It's almost sterile, except for the fact that there's dust and a little bit of grime, but it doesn't seem anywhere near as living as the basin that you were just in. You kind of just felt like, oh, we just moved into a manufactured place, so to speak. It's like leaving nature and into some place that was definitely built and constructed. And that feeling really hits both you, Riva, and Alora, just because you're so used to the wilds, right? And so it just felt different. So it doesn't take too long, just a few steps down before there's another door, but it's completely open, meaning that the door is actually swinging open. These doors seem to all be stone, and the hinges of them seem to be stone as well. So are we going to go down through that, or just kind of, watch it from here? What's your...
You said the door is open. When
It's
you say
open.
swinging open, you mean like on a hinge,
Yeah,
swinging,
sorry.
literally swinging?
Yeah, it's not moving.
Well,
It's open and just there, but it would swing open forward if it was going to
Yeah.
go that way.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I'll cautiously walk down through the door.
Alora, Riva?
I will follow behind him.
We'll follow.
All right, so as you do, you enter into, as you go past through the door, and you're now in sort of a rectangular shaped room. This is, again, very ornately crafted. The stonework is such that it's so precise, the way that these are put together. Even the larger boulders that seem to be that size stone at the bottom of the walls seem to be placed there. Then that kind of gives way to rock that's natural in the mountain, but it's made to look and mold together as if it was all one thing. And it opens again into this sort of rectangular space. You don't see much in this space. It seems to be very barren. There's not furniture, there's no real decoration, except for the fact that the light from your wand as it goes through, there are kind of grooves that are in the rock, and they sort of trace and outline each one of the stone, and they twinkle a little bit with the light as you come in. You don't get the sense of magic from them, but it's almost like the crystal structure sometimes that appears in rock, right? And it's just kind of the glint of whatever they used as mortar between these things is catching the light in a way that's just beautiful as you come in. And so this is the approximate size and shape of the room you're in.
So based on what I knew previously and now know of Donrin architecture, does it look similar? Or does it look like it's a different type of architecture?
No, great question. So this is 100% Donrin architecture. It's something that you would that you remember from your previous experience, but also it resembles what was outside. It even takes you back to some of the study that you had done previously and the books that you might have read about the Donrin Empire and what they did and what they were able to achieve as far as stonework and construction and all the technological advancement they were supposed to be able to, to do.
Okay, cool.
I didn't mention this, and I'm sorry I didn't. At the other side, you can kind of see it sticking out of this rectangle. There is another door. This one is closed, although there is some type of a lever latch that's built into the mechanism on the right side of the door. So it's either a lift the latch and push or lift the latch and pull. You're not sure, but you'd have to go investigate a little further.
So this was really the only way that we saw visible to go.
That's
so far.
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
This is, as
right.
far as you know, this is the entrance in. You just went through the biggest challenge, which was figuring out how to get through that door. As far as entering the place, it seems as though this is some type of preliminary area. You're not sure what this room would have been used for, but it's sort of like a little, yeah, it's almost like that. Although I guess
Bougie.
as you find out a little bit more about what's in here, that might make more sense. But for right now, it's just the door on the other side.
Okay, well, let's investigate the room.
Yeah. Is there anything in the room other than what you were saying? Just
yeah. So, Alora, you kind of notice. I'm just kind of for everybody watching that this is another learning moment. If you're DMing a game and you've got everybody's passives, then you know what they notice or don't notice for the most part, unless you want them to call for a check. And in this case, I don't need to because Alora, your passive perception is amazing. So you can tell that there is a sound. It's not something you see, it's something that you hear. And what you hear is water. And you hear it from where you were, and where you're sort of pointing, you can kind of hear the water going that direction almost. But it appears to be coming from the walls. So the best that you can kind of put together is if the water is somehow traveling through the walls somehow, like almost like if there could be stonework plumbing.
Oh, cool.
Maybe that's what it is. You're not sure.
Okay.
Other than that, though, you don't really see, like I said, anything in the room that other than the dust on the floor. You don't see tracks. You don't see footprints. You don't see anything like that at this point.
So you want to venture forward to the door?
Yes.
Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll go to the door, and I will try to open it.
Yeah, so the handle lifts and it pulls towards you. And as it does, it's counterbalanced so well that it just slides very easily, even after all these years. And you're able to see a stairwell going down, about 10 feet or so. Now, a deeper descent, like the steps kind of are pretty hefty steps to walk down, but nothing that you can't manage. It's just that this is a significant grade, so it's going down a lot farther than what you just did to get to the previous room that you're standing in now.
Okay, so I guess we'll venture down the steps then.
All right, let's somebody give me a marching order. Like who's going first, second, third? I know everybody's got their own skills. I don't want to step on toes and that kind of stuff. So let's just talk it through. Take a second. How are we exploring?
Yeah. How far out is your light?
I've got it centered on my wand.
Okay.
So it's bright. What, 20 foot, 20 or 30 feet? Hold on, let me check.
And are you
Okay, I have 90 foot of dark vision, if that helps y'all with anything too.
Yep. And Riva, you also have dark vision, is that right?
Right.
Okay.
I just know that Alora, like, she thrives on being in dark places. So I didn't know if maybe she could go down before us, especially since it's descending so steep, and then we can kind of follow up when she gives us maybe a signal that.
But if Henrik wants to go first, that's cool too, and I'll stay back in the shadows behind everybody and creep in. So it really doesn't matter. Whoever wants to go first is fine. Henrik, did you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean Hendrik's got a natural curiosity to him. So
okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's very scared of this stuff. So he's eager to kind of see what's next. So we probably would.
So you go first then, yeah.
Yeah.
You get right
Yeah, that's fine.
I wouldn't say reckless, but probably on the verge of reckless, as far as just, he gets in his mind, he wants to see what's down here.
Is your fox with you?
Is Bryn with you?
Is your fox with you?
He is not, no.
Okay. Meaning he's waiting or he's blinked out for a while?
Yeah, I forgot to mention this, right? So, he's running around in the woods outside the cavern or outside the depression. Like he didn't follow us down into the cavern or the hole, whatever it was.
Okay.
Depression.
Is he keeping watch for us?
Yeah, it's kind of my
thought.
Yeah, just keep him kind of looking around.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so
I'm just gonna follow Henrik then. I'll stay pretty close behind him, and then if Alora wants to kind of fall back, like she was saying.
Yeah.
All right, so like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting nervous that you're so concerned about this. How important it is.
Well, you mean me?
I mean,
yeah, you sure
do. Type place.
Well, no.
Yeah, we know it's coming. Just
No, in full disclosure, I'm just making sure that I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. Like I know you guys have special abilities and things that your characters can do, so I didn't want to put Alora in the wrong spot, and then she can't do what she's trying to do. So.
It's no worries.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
All right, so
Henrik doesn't care.
Yeah.
There you go.
Are you sure, Riva? You're sure you're on this square here? This one right here. This is the square you're on.
Okay. So as you get down, this is. Let me open this up 1 second. And Rick, you can see that this chamber opens up a little bit more. And so, as you look in here, you can tell that this one tends to be a little bit more used. It has still the same amount of dust that you've noticed and things like that, but it's a little bit colder in here. It's a little bit darker, although your light is able to shed a little bit to see how you are to see how everything is arranged. It's pretty sparse, although it seems that there are a little bit more imperfections on the stone floor, I should say, and it's worn very smooth. And there is sort of a pattern etched into the floor that looks similar to the runes that you saw, but almost like tiled along the floor. And they're all worn a little bit smooth, chips out of them here and there, but it looks for some reason like this room was used more than the one that you were just previously in, although completely empty of anything that you can see currently.
There's not been any sort of furniture or anything in this thing so far, right? It's
No,
just
not
been
so
empty.
far. That's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Can we tell if there's been anybody there recently?
You can't yet because you're not in there.
Oh yeah. All right, Henrik, you ask.
Are you guys moving in?
I'm coming down. I'm coming down behind.
Yeah,
Henrik.
we're
I was
coming.
just gonna. I'm following right behind him.
I just don't know where. Like, I didn't want to stop you in a spot you didn't want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I'm gonna walk in and destroy the crime scene.
So are we like this now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, so roll a perception check. Whoever was just asking that, was that you, Reva?
Oh, that was me.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
Alora.
Alora. So
Yeah. But I'm not in there yet, so I still can't see.
well, you can see a little bit from here. So
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, perception.
yep. And what are you looking for again?
Just to see if there's been anyone there recently.
Gotcha. Okay.
$26.
Okay. So interesting. You don't see any footprints, but you can see these faint little scratches in the floor and in the dust, but they don't seem to be random. They seem to have a pattern. You've never really seen this pattern before. It's not something that you have really noticed in tracking animals or anything like that. So you're not sure what this pattern might be, but it's definitely something or things have been moving across the floor.
Sorry.
No worries.
That's spooky, man. So they're I guess you don't know this yet.
So I was like, ah!
There's one of those jump scares I was looking for.
Right?
So assuming that Laura, if you're going to share this information with us.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
So
You're fine.
so they're geometric
Wait.
patterns.
Sorry, hang on. So, Alora, you shared this information?
Yes.
Okay, so you told them, you like said, hey, this is...
I'm gonna say, yeah, guys, there are like some scratches in the dirt. There's some kind of pattern here.
Okay.
I don't know if we need to be careful where we're walking.
Gotcha. As you do that,
Oh no. That's a creepy looking thing.
Is that a spider?
That's
With
the
a-
stupid.
What kind of head does that have?
these,
That's his butt.
yeah, these spider-like, mechanical constructions, almost clockwork in nature, start across the floor, and they are moving past Henrik, and they seem to be in a trajectory for you, Alora. Everybody, I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh, jeez.
So similar constructs to kind of what we fought outside, like as
No.
far as like mechanical / organic or no?
No, good question. No, these are evidently like clockwork. Like you can tell they have gears, they have something like moving in parts to make them work. Where the other ones, opposite was true. It was like they were almost organic, but rock.
Got it. Okay. So you said roll initiative?
Okay,
Yes, please roll for initiative.
I got 22.
I have a 3.
17.
Wait, no, sorry, I have a 6. I rolled a 3 and my initiative's 3, so a 6.
So 22. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right. Alora, you are up first, followed by Henrik, then me, and Riva, you will be going last. So, and
Man, what do their heads look like?
here, let me do this to make it a little easier to imagine.
Like a Chucky doll is what it looks like to me.
It just looks like a big ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Steampunk spider.
Yes.
Hey.
All right.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right. So, Alora, it is your turn. You're up. As these.
Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna pull out my bow and try and shoot one of them.
All right.
Whichever one I can get to.
Excellent.
And let's see. Okay, that one I do the D8.
So first thing you do is roll your 20, and then you add whatever it says next to your bow to add. So,
okay, so 17.
17 hits.
Awesome. Yeah.
And then you roll your D8 and add whatever it tells you to. In that same line where the bow is, it'll tell you 1D8 plus whatever you need to add. So.
Okay, awesome. 11.
So you go through it, it snaps and pins into the floor. So it's like, and then it stops moving.
Nice.
Oops. All right, and Henrik, you are up. And again, this one it's still moving towards Alora.
Okay, I'm going to
It's not paying
cast.
attention to either you or Riva.
It's not.
No, it's just going straight for Alora.
All right, cool. Peace out, Laura. I'm going to keep going further into the.
I'm special.
I'm going to cast. I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
So I rolled a 15.
15 hits.
All right. 2 points.
Right. So, are you casting this out of your wand or your hand?
Yeah,
How are you doing?
out of my wand. Yep.
Okay. So, that doesn't change your light spell, does it?
I think it probably does actually.
Is your light spell
It's
concentration?
coming out of my wand, so I'm gonna we'll just turn the light off and rely on the fire for light. Yeah, next time I won't cast light on my wand.
Well, I don't think it's not gonna kill the spell.
No, it says that it stays on until you dismiss it as an action.
Yeah.
And it's not concentration.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's concentration, but you haven't taken any damage or anything, so no, it's not
Okay,
concentration,
keep the
and
light
it's got
on.
an hour duration until you want to turn it off.
Yeah. So he's well illuminated as he gets hit with a fireball.
Yeah. So the flame comes through, hits the creature, and you said how much damage?
2.
All right. He takes 2 points of damage. All right, and then it continues to move, and it goes right past you, Riva, and up to Allura. And when it goes to Allura, it like runs and then runs up along the side of the wall, and then around the other side of the wall to like get to where you are standing on the stairs. So it's like doesn't even go up the stairs. It's like right up the side of the wall, and then lunges out to use its little pincers to get you. And that is a 17 versus your armor class. What's your armor class?
That's a hit. It's 14.
All right. So, sorry, give me 1 second. Actually, I need to pull something up. Okay. So you take 3 points of piercing damage, and then an extra point of lightning damage.
Ooh.
However, the extra point of lightning damage, for some reason, doesn't feel as bad. You're not sure why, but it doesn't feel as if it's hurting you as bad as it could have. And Riva, your turn.
Okay.
So that was 4 points in all damage?
4
I'm
points
sorry.
in all. Yep, sorry. Yeah, 4 points in all.
So those were the only 2
that you can see.
Is the one that is pinned? Is it? Can I tell if it's dead or if is it just not moving?
It's off the field of battle. Yeah, it's completely done.
Okay. All right. Well, I will. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna go ahead and starry form archer and fling a illuminated arrow at it.
All right. So your form shifts, and then you see the
I light up.
constellation, the lights around you. And
Yes.
Archer, you draw back your bow, and
it's 1d8 plus 3.
you have to roll a damage.
Oh
or
yeah, I
to
gotta
hit
roll to
first.
hit. So that's a 16.
16 hits.
Okay. Oh, I rolled a 1. Plus 3, so 4.
Yeah. So as the light hits it, it starts to shiver, and then stops to function.
And it's
it ceases
radiant,
function.
yeah.
Yep.
Radiant damage.
And then it is no more.
Okay.
You no longer, by the way, hear the sounds.
Okay. So at that point when they ran out, Allura was she spoke out loud. Uh-oh.
Sorry, hang on a second, guys.
Owlbear, why are you doing this to us?
It's my computer having time limits.
Timeout session.
Yeah.
We're in timeout. So would it have made sense to understand? She was the only one that talked. Other than that, none of us were speaking. We were just kind of walking down and looking at stuff.
That's a good roll. A Arcana check.
Oh, I rolled a 17. Let me see. Plus 1, so 18.
Yeah. So you don't know what these are, but you think that it was drawn to her voice.
Okay.
So could it be related to know her name, the type? Could these things have been programmed to attack only her?
Maybe so.
I'm asking them as I'm walking up to one of them to see if I can cut off a leg or something
I mean, I
to
do
pay
think that
back.
it's very odd. How big are they in comparison to us?
They are about the size of a cat.
Oh, I was gonna try to. Can I?
Oh,
Mm,
yeah. Can I take a
can I
leg
put
of
one in my
one of them?
pack? We take it back with us.
Sorry, what did you say that again? I couldn't hear you.
I do. I want to take a souvenir of one, like a leg or something, just something of one of the mechanicals to kind of have proof of what it was.
Yeah, you can go through and pick up one of the um, pieces of the either the leg or the pincer or whatever it is that you think is.
Yeah, if there's something broken off of it that has joints on it, like has some of the mechanical components, it would be a good example of what it is to take back to Athenaeum. Then I want to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, but what do you guys think? Like, were they drawn to Allura because she spoke, or because it
I
could be
think it
related
was.
to?
Yeah, I think it was just
I
because
mean,
she spoke out loud. We were making a little bit of noise coming down the stairs, but none of us talked. And the minute that she talked, it seemed like they were drawn to her specifically. Um,
Me and my big mouth.
or maybe it heard the word scratches, or they heard the word scratches. So, but really quick though, I do want to go over to the one, whichever one I'm the closest to. Is there a way to determine like how it was powered? Was there anything glowing, or was there looked like there was an orb on the top? Was there, is there anything?
Seem to be sort of. It's hard to tell. Like you're not as familiar with this classification of creatures.
Right.
But you could tell that the pieces moved together in such a way that it created all of the movement. So like,
Okay.
just like taking a piece of it off, or like what Hendrik was doing, or by turning one of the gears, like one of the legs would twitch and things like that. But you're not sure what got the motion started.
Right.
Can we
And
tell who
really,
made it?
Um, roll a history check.
I mean, I grew up out in the woods, so I'm fascinated by it and disgusted by it at the same time.
10.
Yeah, you're not sure. You're not sure how this was put together. It's one of those things that you're not familiar with too, and you haven't heard too much lore about this type of creature.
Okay.
Okay,
Should
since we've been
we
talking
try-
out loud, are there any more that come?
I'm sorry?
I was just saying, since we were talking out loud, do we hear anything else?
You haven't heard any other like creatures that sounded like that or anything like it's basically you can hear the water rushing like you did
Okay.
before, but you don't hear any of the sounds.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn then and look forward. Like, is this a room that's open that I can see beyond what's marked off, or is there a wall there?
Yeah, you can definitely see it now, especially as your light comes into play. Give me a second. I will remove.
I'm not worried about mechanical spiders attacking us. Now I can focus on
Exactly.
what's beyond the room.
So you basically, from the vantage point that you have, I don't know why this is not showing up on here. Sorry guys, this should work better. I'm gonna have to do this for a second. I'll be back
Okay.
to this screen once I fix it. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
The Great Oz.
Okay. There we go. So you can see that there's now like a hallway on either side. You'd have to walk down further to see if there's anything along the walls or anything like that.
Do you guys want to split up?
No. No.
So I'm right-handed, so let's take the right side. Just want to walk up to the
Can
right
we
side.
tell if they go to the same place?
That's a good point. If you want to move a little bit farther down, maybe you'd get an idea.
Okay. Let me move closer to the other one since Hendrik. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so now can I tell if they're going to the same place?
Yeah, you get an
Okay.
idea that they're kind of turning in the same direction on either side. Between the
Okay.
two of you communicating together, you can figure that out.
Okay.
And I'm going to push forward then to the door.
Okay.
Okay. Well, he said. Sorry, I didn't mean to move you too, Laura.
No, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I didn't know if Reva's turn was first.
Yeah, Reva, what do you want to do?
I follow behind him.
Whoops.
Doesn't want the spiders to hear.
Yep. She's just getting the spiders clockwork. She's setting it up so that no one can hear her anymore. She's trying to figure out.
No, Romeo.
Sounds like she's stomping a few more.
Romeo knocked my microphone.
It's okay.
On
You
the
were just
floor.
saying you must have been like checking for the spiders and not saying anything.
That's exactly what it was. I was more concerned about that.
Yep. Okay. Where are you going?
I'm gonna follow
Behind who?
Alora.
Okay.
And does the door look similar to the one we came through previously?
Looks very similar. Identical, you might say.
All right, so let's go through it.
All right, so you're doing the whole lifting up? This one pushes in. So as you lift it up and you push in, you feel about 3,000 gigawatts of electricity. Just kidding. You don't feel anything.
Like that escalated quickly.
Yeah. You see another hallway and another set of stairs leading down. Now, my computer wanted to make sure that I had downtime for tonight, so all my screens got shut down earlier, which is why you guys saw that. So now I'm having to pull up all my other things. Luckily, this stayed working. Okay, so through this sort of hallway, you can tell it's a constructed hall. It's not one of the pieces that were part of the mountain. It's very orderly, made of very smooth stone that's carefully placed, and the floor seems to be very clear, level of debris. And it's cool in here. It's getting colder as you go through, but what's interesting about it is it's not as cold as it was in the mountains. It's almost as if it's conditioned to be this temperature down here or something. Like they wanted to keep it livable, where it's cool but not so cold that people couldn't stay here or something. It's remarkable that the temperature isn't colder than it is outside, being this deep in.
So do you guys want to push further with me down the walkway?
Yep.
I'm kind of all fascinated by everything you just said, so I'm like really in investigation mode.
Let's do it.
All right, so Crystal, I know you just joined back in. We're pushing down the hallway.
Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yep. You didn't miss much. We were just talking about heading down this way. And then you can then see that this opens up into a junction. You can see that from the bottom of the stairs. Or from the top of the stairs. You'd have to go down to the bottom to be able to see what else there is.
Yeah, so let's go down the stairs. I'm going to look right.
Okay.
Okay, if he's gonna look right, I'll look left.
Okay.
I guess I'll bring up the middle. I'm still glowing, so.
You guys have got me multitasking. This is awesome. All right. You see a hallway down either side. And Riva, you can see a double door heading in front. You're not able to make out much more than there's a long hallway, Alora, all the way to a door.
Okay.
And there's another long hallway, Henrik, all the way to a door. It's very symmetrical, it seems. Which makes sense for the people that you are coming to understand these Donrin Empire artisans to be. That they had order to everything. And that it's very meticulous about how things were put together. So it's almost... Because looking back, it's almost like they needed to have symmetry with the hall the way it was. It could have been a straight hall from where you just went, but for some reason they had to have something wrap around it. Maybe that's just a figment of your imagination, but you just felt as if this is part of who they were for some reason. Okay, so...
So should we flip a coin to see which way we're going?
Well, can we see the door ahead of us, Brian? Like,
Yeah.
does the door look similar to the other ones we've gone through, or is there anything different about it?
Everything looks similar. The only difference is the double door in the center is wood. The wooden door shows no sign of wear, no sign of rot, no sign of age at all. It's a double wooden door of the similar construction, but it doesn't seem to be affected by time. Or someone replaced it. Someone renovated.
So if I were to
magic
cast,
would be really
if I were to cast detect magic as a ritual again, how long would that take?
15 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, you guys want to do that? Take a little break, and I'll cast detect magic as a ritual on the door, the big door.
Not really.
Can barely hear you.
My starry form.
That's all right.
Yeah, I can't hear her either.
Yeah, can barely hear you now.
I said, not really. Can you hear me?
No, you have to either bring it closer
Heard
to you
not
or
really.
speak up a little bit.
Everything. Yeah, he messed everything. I can hear myself triple. It's
It's okay.
Oh no.
When you speak up louder, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, what were you
I
saying?
was just saying, if we wait, I'll lose my starry form.
Oh, I got you. Okay. So you want to go in the door, or you want to go down one of the halls?
I mean, I'd probably go down a hall, maybe to the right.
Okay. What do you think, Henrik?
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna follow y'all because we don't need to split up.
Is the hall narrow so that we can't be shoulder to shoulder?
Yeah, it is literally about 5 feet wide. It's hard to move down shoulder to shoulder. It's about 5 feet across in each one of these halls.
Awesome.
Yep.
And then it's a door at the end, you said?
Door at the end.
Same kind of door?
Same kind of door. Very similar.
All right.
It's the lever action type thing. This one moves in as you if you want to try to go in.
Yeah, let's do it. You guys ready? Let's do this.
What?
I'm ready.
All right.
That's what we're gonna get. Reba, it's all your fault if it's bad.
All right, we will come. Let's take a quick 5-minute break, and then we will come back and finish out this section that we're about to walk into. So,
Oh boy.
we'll be back in 5 minutes, everybody.
Awesome.
We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.
Okay, sorry everybody, extended a little bit break, but we had some technical difficulties. We are back and ready to roll. So, last we left, we were at this door, and Henrik was about to open. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. So,
Reba, your starry form better be worth this.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
we'll see.
I mean,
she's over it now.
she's
Sorry.
like, we can get rid of starry form if you get rid of all your spells. All right.
Now her kitty cat messed her up. She's over it.
All right.
We'll get back on track.
Yes.
There you go.
All right, so you have, as you enter, Henrik, you can see that there are thick layers of dust, and it's sort of, this room has some things in it. It's covering barrels and crates that, again, the wood is aged, but it's not warped. And it looks like they were probably some labels on some of the goods that were in this room, and it looks to be a storeroom. But the ink has faded, and it's now kind of unreadable. And maybe the stuff inside is in better conditions than the labels themselves, but it must have been pretty well constructed as far as the room goes, if everything is still in the condition that it's in. So it's more of a storeroom than anything else that you can tell. It's, again, crates, barrels, just organized in a way that's kind of, sets of barrels on the left, crates on the right. There are stone shelves built along the walls that other smaller items are kept on. But it appears to be that this is some type of storeroom.
Do we need anything?
I was just gonna say, somebody talk. Does anything pop out? I come up behind Henrik, and I'm like, "Hey, it looks like a storeroom."
Well, it's hard for you guys to see. Henrik, are you going in so everybody can get in, or what are you guys doing?
I am, yes.
All right. So, and are you guys coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll follow in behind him.
All right. So yeah, you can see pretty much as I've said. So as you're talking to each other, you don't hear any of the little sounds. As far as that goes, Alora, you pick up something different. You don't hear a clicking, but you hear sort of a...
Snap.
And you kind of look over at the crates, and you could swear you saw something move behind the crates.
Okay. So I'm going to let them know that there is something else in the room with us.
Great.
Yeah.
So,
it's making some really weird noises.
Can I maneuver, Brian, so that the light can see it, maybe?
So, yep, as you...
It's over there.
Yeah, so you move in the direction that Alora is kind of pointing, and as you do...
What the heck is that?
Is it
Is it like a millipede? Or, yeah, there's that.
These
Great.
giant centipedes.
Oh, why the bugs? Why bugs?
Pop up. They're, the size of Coffee, the dog.
Oh, they're big then.
Yeah.
They're huge.
And they come out.
Gravy.
Roll for
Are they real centipedes or mechanical centipedes?
These are actual living centipedes.
Oh, great.
Okay. Were they eating the goods? Or was the sound them moving?
That was them moving, and they make some type of weird high-pitched type of sound as they start moving around, writhing.
Oh, I rolled a 20.
Hot dang.
Did you run that 20?
Yes.
Nice. That was for Roman.
I did too! Holy crap!
Whoa! 2 nat 20!
And here's where we die.
I know, right? Oh my god. Shh. No, you're not allowed to die, remember? I told him it was okay for me, but you're not allowed. He's not allowed to kill you.
Oh,
All right,
well.
so not 20, but what's your total?
Oh, 26, sorry.
26 for Laura. What'd you get, Riva?
I mean, my initiative's a 3, so 23.
23. And Henrik?
I got a 13. Less good.
All right, so Alora, there's no way you're not going first.
Yay.
So what would you like
Okay.
to do as these huge dog-sized centipedes start moving in the direction of the three of you?
Can I shoot more than one arrow? Like with the move, like you pull back and shoot, pull back and shoot, pull back and shoot, or can you only do it once?
It looks like, let me check out. I think you can only shoot one at a time.
One, okay.
Unless you have a special ability that lets you do more. But
That
I think,
hail of arrows or whatever.
yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, I don't think I have that one yet.
Yeah.
Because I wound up doing the absorb elements and the cure wounds.
Right on. That's good. I'm looking just to double check. Yeah, you've got just one shot for right now per round.
Okay. All right.
So I think it's a +7 for you when you roll, right?
I think so. Let's
Yeah.
see. What was that under again?
Under your attack, so longbow.
Yes,
so
longbow 7.
+7. Yep.
Okay. So let's see. Where? Alright. So I'm gonna try and shoot the one closest to me. 21.
Oh, that hits.
Wow.
Okay. And then a D8. 7. 10.
Then you added the 3 to your D8.
Yep.
Yes, because there's no way you could have rolled a 10, so that's awesome.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I rolled a 7 and +3.
Yep. You're teaching me now. Yeah. All right. So you draw a fire and it spears it through, and it was rearing up to do this, and right through like where the base, if it had a neck, it's like basically one whole neck, but like the where its mouth and pincers are, you got right underneath it, and it like fell back completely motionless after you shot it. So nice job. So we'll say this guy is gone.
Hold on, I said the one closest to me.
Oh, sorry. Then we'll say, well, there you go.
Thank you.
And sorry about that. And
no worries.
Riva, you're up.
Okay.
And let me know which one you're going for, so I don't take the wrong one off the board.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will I'll aim for the one that's further north, up top there.
Okay.
I rolled a 19. Oh, this dice is rolling good.
Nice.
I'm keeping this one too.
We're gonna call that dice Romeo.
+5, so 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Okay. And I rolled a 6 with my D. So I'm gonna archer, use my starry arrow. So it's 1d8 +3. I rolled a 6, so 9 radiant damage.
Yep. So it sears through the flesh of the centipede. It's almost like when it reared up to go at you, it goes lengthwise through the centipede, and again limps over completely motionless. And then you smell this like kind of burning centipede smell that doesn't smell great. Doesn't smell great. It's like an engine oil burning smell.
Ew.
Oh yeah. Oh.
All right. So the last one. There's the centipede, by the way.
Yeah.
So the last one comes up and is going to go after Alora because you're closest.
Boo.
Natural one. He did not hit anything.
Oh.
He tripped
I
over
feel bad
all-
for him.
He tripped over
Nice.
so many legs, so many feet
So
tripped
many.
up.
So many legs.
Poor guy. Yay!
So, Henrik, is your turn now.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation to block my nostrils from smelling the gross smell. No. Okay, I'm going to cast ice knife. No, sorry, ray of frost
Ray of Frost. Okay.
on the one, the most
Nice.
recent one. Oh, sweet. 23.
That definitely hits.
We got some good rolls.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Against these poor centipedes.
Yeah. Now watch when we get to the big ones, we'll be like,
Two actually is enough. It freezes
What?
and then falls over, frozen.
I told you. That's why I said on the big ones we're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. I'm not going to collect any centipede parts.
They're too smelly. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, what would you like to do?
Can we take a quick glance at are any of the stores easily to identify? I know the labels are dead, but is there a way to kind of just figure out what's in them without busting them open?
There really isn't a way other than opening some of these. Like you would think that there's certain things that are stored in certain ways, right? So you would think that either some type of liquid or some type of grain or something might be stored in the barrels or something like loose like that. Although, who knows what they might store, but boxes, it's harder to tell, right? Like, so it's
Right.
based on the packaging.
Is
It's harder to
his-
figure out.
So what was it that you were going to cast earlier? Is it Identify Magic or
Detect magic.
Detect Magic? At this point, I mean, my story form only lasts for 10 minutes. So is that something that is about to
I would say your
end?
story form is ending about now.
Okay, so I was going to say you could maybe, if you wanted to like detect magic in the room to see if there's anything. Would you be able to sense it through barrels and things? It's just not like stone and stuff.
There are some barriers. It's harder to sense as you go through, but yeah, you still can do it. You can certainly try.
But should he waste
Or we can
his
just go
magic
back
on
and
that?
I mean we can always come back and look later too.
Yeah, since every time we make noise, we seem to stir something up.
Yeah.
So let's. You want to go back to the door, and I'll cast it at the
Sure.
door like we're gonna do.
Yeah, that
Or you
sounds good.
go to the right door. We can go to the bottom door first. I feel pretty confident, overconfident about, our abilities here.
I feel like this is gonna be bad once we get to something that's really. It's like all these other things are just dying easy.
Sorry. So where are you? I know you were heading this way.
Yeah, let's go straight down to the other door.
I'm just hoping it's not going to be a boss.
So this one down here.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. We'll go check that out. Make sure nothing sneaks in behind us if we go to that front room.
Same order.
Yeah, let's do same order.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Right. So again, as you go down the hallway here, it's like it was on the other side. It's very meticulously carved, very level floor at this point, and other than the dust on the floor, there's no real rubble or anything here. You don't see any scratches or anything, and you're at the door. So what would you like to do?
Let's open that puppy.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly.
All right. Heading in or staying where you can see?
I'm going in.
Yeah, going in same way we did before.
I'm going to lag back a little bit.
Okay. So
at the door.
Okay. So as your door opens,
Aww.
you can tell this room is sort of symmetrical to the other side, right, as far as the shape. However, it seems to be different. It seems to be more of a study or a library for the facility. Like, and it's almost as if a silence kind of fills the room as you come in. And it's brimming with stacks of scroll tubes, of slender books that are like packed together and on these stone shelves. There's leather-bound books on some of the larger shelves. There's sort of
Henrik just abandons us now.
Yep. I'm gonna read a while.
It's sort of a jumble of, different types and shapes of books and scrolls and everything else. And against the wall is near the end of the stone bookcases is a ladder that's leaning against the wall with the first 3 of its rungs snapped. For some reason, it's a wooden ladder, so it's not the same construction as the rest of the room, which is mostly stonework. So this ladder tends to be a little bit rotten, a little bit more weathered, more so than the wooden doors that you've seen that were not like this, or the barrels in the other room.
Meaning it wasn't created by the original people?
That could be a possibility, or it's got some other reason that this one would be a little bit more weathered than the rest.
Okay. So I'm going to explore a little more to see if there's any critters or anything.
Okay.
Which way are you going?
Let's go. I'm going to choose my right.
Then I'll head the opposite and start looking.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, let's roll some investigation checks, please.
15.
20.
All right. So, with the 20, you and let me go to the 15 first. You don't see any evidence of any creatures, Riva. Nothing mechanical or lifelike as you're looking around and looking behind some of the shelves and things like that. Same for you, Henrik. You don't see anything moving or anything like that. However, while you're looking through, there is a book that sort of catches your eye. And it sort of gives you a feeling as you stand next to it.
Maybe it's the nerd in me, but I was not even talking about creatures. I was going to be looking at the book.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
it's okay. No, it's okay. It's fine. I mean, his investigation found a book, so maybe mine would have too if there was something over there. So,
is it something I can read? I can read?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to try?
Yeah.
So there's sort of as you open it, you can tell that it's sort of a leather-bound, obsidian-colored book, and as it's laying face down, and as you kind of pick it up and start going through it, it's like you have this unnerving, gnawing feeling that claws at the back of your mind.
oh no.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You're flipping through the pages of the book, and it's almost like the words don't mean anything, but it just means malice as you read. Like, it's just the intent of this has that gnawing feeling of just whispers in your ear, and like hate is filling in you, and just this weird, overwhelming, I don't know, it's hard to explain. And as you flip to the front, as you've worked your way to the cover, there's this horrible visage that just is captured on the cover of a gaunt, sneering face whose eyes kind of glimmer, almost like gems, and almost as if the cover is looking back at you, and you instinctively put it back down.
Yeah, that's good instincts. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna say, guys, hey, don't look at that book.
Roll
It's some foul magic with it.
Roll a history check.
I'm wasting all my good rolls on checks, man.
Yeah, it's not wasting.
I know. 23.
Yeah. So you've heard about this, never seen one, but you recognize it just from the feeling that you got and from the descriptions of the cover that this is the Tome of Vile Shadow. And it's rumored to have dark secrets that should be left alone, and reading it too often or diving too deep changes you somehow.
So is that true if I keep it on my person?
You're not sure.
So I'm gonna roll the dice a bit, and I'm gonna wrap it up in like a cloth.
Okay.
And put it in my pack.
Got it.
The thought
Now, have
of
you
taking it back to make it somewhere safe so no one else could stumble upon it.
did you tell me any of that, or is this all like internal?
He said, "Hey," he said, "Y'all don't touch that book."
Yeah. Because I was gonna say I have the book of holding. I mean, a bag of holding. So if we put it inside of it, it might not affect you.
Yeah,
if
I'm
you're
okay doing that. I
carrying it.
want to make sure no one else, stumbles across this. So
Right.
if you,
I was thinking the same thing. Do we take it back to and give it to somebody that we trust that will keep it safe so that, obviously we're in a race against other like people and groups and stuff. We don't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
right.
Riva,
I'm in agreement with you on that. I'm just trying to think of the best way to like transport it so that it doesn't, or
Riva,
being on your person.
Can you roll a Arcana check? And Henrik, can you please take a point of inspiration for wanting to protect others and keep the book safe?
Nice.
So, just mark inspiration.
I'm going to guide myself.
Yep.
Oh, that was cocked, actually. So I rolled a 13, and then my guidance is plus D4. Oh, crap. I rolled a 3. So 16?
Yeah, with a 16, you kind of feel like your instincts may be right, because one of the things that you have learned about from your travels with Javin and about other things is that these bags of holding aren't just functional tools, which they are, but it's actually an extra dimensional space. So you feel as if that your instincts are correct in that whatever would emanate from it would be not in the same plane of existence if you put it in that bag. So you feel pretty confident about your suggestion.
It's not going to whisper to him in the night while he's dreaming to come and open it and learn all his secrets. Okay,
if it does,
so
there are bigger problems. Yeah.
Right. So I just explained to him, look, my bag has some extra protection. It can keep, it from affecting us if it would. So it's up to him whether he uses it or not.
Yeah, and that kind of jives, Henrik, with what you know as well. Like once you kind of think it through, her suggestion makes sense.
Yeah, that works for me.
As long as you're not trying to hold onto it like the One Ring. My precious.
My precious.
Keep it safe.
As you now, who's putting it in the bag?
I just opened the bag.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrapped it in a cloth to kind of drop it in the bag.
Got it. Okay, perfect. All right.
Cover up that face.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
What would you like to do now?
So yeah, I mean, I kind of, in downtime, I'd like to go back and visit this room, but let's stick to the task at hand and maybe go back to that door.
Okay.
What do you guys?
Okay.
Now cast detect magic
Sounds
on
good.
it. Take a little break.
All right. So you're casting detect magic on the door. Or in that area, I should say.
Yeah, as a ritual, so I kind of figured like we'd take a little bit of a mini rest and then cast it like that.
Got it. So during your casting, you begin to hear, before you can complete the ritual, because of the time it's taking, you begin to hear things from beyond the door.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Whispers in the deep.
Mm.
It actually doesn't sound so much like whispers to you, as much as it sounds like faint, distant screaming.
Ooh.
Like person in trouble screaming?
Like person in trouble or person in pain.
Yeah. Do you guys hear that?
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Everybody
That might
hear
be Alora's parents. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. If they
um,
hear it, it's like, yeah. You guys hear that? Let's go.
Does it sound like a man or a woman?
It sounds like both.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's. We're gonna.
Sorry, Henrik. We gotta go. Go bust in.
All right. So are you just moving through the door?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
Barge through the doors with urgency.
I'm gonna hang back just a little
scared.
bit though. You know, me too. Yeah. What the hell? I mean, oh, okay. That's just like the thing that we fought before, though.
might be a Mac Daddy one. He made it really big.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So, as the doors open and they reveal this large room, one of the things that catches your eye, in addition to this creature that you've seen, but the room itself it has very tall ceilings, and you couldn't help but first notice, even before seeing this massive shadow creature, is the fact that your eyes were drawn to the back wall, and the back wall, right before that wall begins, and sending up hundreds of feet, it seems like, is this large obelisk, very similar to the ones that you saw on your journey. In fact, exactly the same design as the ones you saw on your journey. Now, this doesn't reach hundreds of feet in the air, but it's the cavern itself now seems to be natural. Like this stone of the rectangle area that you're in looks man-made, but this seems to be hollowed out and then erected in the middle toward the back wall is this obelisk. And then as you look around, you can see that, Henrik, you immediately understand this room's purpose, because you've seen a chamber very similar to this one in Getica. And this chamber had to have been in a laboratory, and it's got the dust and cobwebs of some of the things that you've seen so far, but it eerily takes you back to the days that you were there in Getica, on your first expedition to a Donrin ruin and all of what happened. And so you see, as you're peering into the beginning, you see this shadow forming up from the floor. It sort of is amassing from the floor itself and just building into this spectral, shadowy creature. And then its head just snaps towards you, Alora, and it says, "Vanamir," and then starts moving in your direction. Roll for initiative.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, 17. 20.
Oh, sorry,
This
guys.
dice is on fire tonight. I'm keeping it. It'll probably be super unlucky next time, but we'll go with it tonight.
Do we know what Vanamir means?
Riva and Alora, you know it, and you've.
That's what I was basically. I was gonna ask too.
Yep. So, what you know, Riva, is that not only was it something that you recently heard of, it was something that you received a letter from someone named Vanamir, General Oros Vanamir.
Oh yeah.
And you then found out that this was your uncle, your mother's brother. So her maiden name was Vanamir.
Oh, man. How does he know you?
So, sorry, what do we have for the
I rolled a 20.
the 20 total?
Yes, it was a 17 plus 3.
Okay.
18.
I got a 7.
Oh my gosh. Oh, poor Henry.
That was like me last
Oh my
time. I had a
gosh.
6.
Oh no. Oh,
Unfortunately,
man.
I nat 20'd on that. Sorry, guys.
Oh, we're all screwed. Oh man.
All right.
We're all gonna die.
Let's go.
So, the shadow, with its amorphous form, just squeezes in and out of some of the tables that are in this area. There's sort of laboratory stone tables that are set throughout, all with sorts of, flasks and beakers and things like that still on them, although not much in them anymore. But it sort of rises and goes through, and then as it gets closer, it strikes out towards Allura, and natural one.
Can't watch.
and as it got closer to you, the light from Henrik's wand kind of made it move as it was trying to reach. Are you still in your starry form, Riva, or did you drop?
No, it dropped.
Okay.
Yeah, it dropped.
So the light kind of like made it flinch away, and it missed you with its first attack.
Okay.
I rolled natural 1, followed by natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
So sorry, Allura. For 16 points of necrotic damage. And then what I'm going to need you to do is reduce your strength score by 2.
Oh my goodness. Did it make you feeble?
I think it killed me. Hang on just a second. Let's see.
So you had...
Okay. Got 10 points left.
So you're not dead, but you look
No,
rough.
not yet. Yeah. Okay, and I had +1. Oh shit! What did that just? Oh, sorry. What does that mean? What did that do?
So...
Okay, how do I do the strength?
I got it.
Oh, okay.
For you.
Wait, tell me how to do it though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Here, let me...
Or we can do it later. Never mind. We can do it later.
Okay.
You can show me later. Yeah, just go ahead and do it.
Basically, all I'm doing is I'm going back into your builder, and then
the builder part. Okay.
Yep, and then I'm just
Okay.
going back to your strength, and then just doing it there. So,
okay, gotcha.
Do me a favor and write down what your strength is now, so that
okay.
should you make it through, we can.
Should she make it through?
Hey, Brian. I clicked on my character. I just clicked on my strength, and it gave me a little pop-up, and on the bottom it says override score.
Oh, cool. Okay, even better.
I think maybe that'll work. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's even better. Okay. Thanks, man. Good tip.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stumbled across it, so I can't take credit for it.
So it was 12. Now it is 10. So there we go. All right. It then hides.
What?
It
Lame.
disappears into the shadows. Merges in with the other shadows deep in the room.
It's still in the room, though?
As far as you know. And Riva, it's your turn.
Well, we're about to light this up. So,
right
starry form.
Okay. All right. As the starry form appears, So does the shadow.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of move. Seeing that it disappeared, I'll move up. I want to get between it and Alora so that it can't, seeing that the light hurt it, I want to at least stay like first flank, kind of like in front of it, to kind of keep it from hitting her again if I can.
Yep.
And then I'm also, bonus action starry form. Same time, you all see Riva. She's already lit up, but she goes even like supernova. Her eyes start glowing, and wings, bright white wings, pop out that glow.
Nice. That's my sister.
And she hovers off the ground a little bit.
Well, I can't really do that vertically, but I know that you are there.
It's for flavor.
Yeah. So you've got starry form, and so what is the...
And radiant soul.
Okay, and so what's the effect of those?
Radiant soul is once per long rest as an action. I can transform, gaining glimmering eyes, 2 incorporeal wings for a minute, or until I end it as a bonus action. I have a flying speed that's 30 feet. And once per turn, I can have 1 attack or spell deal 3 additional radiant damage to a target.
Got it. So those were both bonus actions, or that was your action?
That was my action.
Okay, so your
bonus action was archer, and then arrow.
Okay, so you get to fire the arrow from the archer. That's what I was trying to see, what kind of damage.
Yeah. Sorry, I know I split it up, but it was like I was trying to do the forms stuff first, and then you see an arrow fly as well.
Got it.
And that, I have to see if I can hit it, but we're lighting it. I'm super bright. Yep. 15?
15 hits.
Oh, okay.
And what type of damage is this?
It's all radiant.
Okay.
And so it is, let me make sure real quick. So my radiant soul, as my action, I made myself the radiant soul. Yep. I transformed. Okay. Then as another attack or spell, I can have 1 attack or spell deal an additional 3. So,
but that's only when you do an attack or spell, right? Your action was to turn into that, so you don't have an attack.
Correct. So, but you're, I have a bonus action.
Yes, you already.
Which is turning into the form, or is turning into the starry form, and then shooting the arrow. So does that count?
Yeah, everything's good. I just need to know what the damage is for your arrow.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I rolled a 1, but it's but it is hold on. It's +3, so a 4 with the arrow, and then an additional 3 with my radiant soul.
So 7
of radiant damage.
All right. So you feel as if, everybody sees whoosh, the wings come out, the light goes, the starry form goes there, the bow pulls back that is made all of light, the arrow goes through, hits it, whoosh, and while you know that you rolled low, you still feel as if you did more damage than you expected to this creature.
That's right. And
meaning that you think it affected it more than what it normally would.
So my goal really is going to be to try to keep, because it yelled out her surname, really, is try to keep it from her.
Got it. All right, so, but next in the order is Alora.
Okay, I'm going to turn on my little disc.
Got it, okay.
To get more light in here?
Yeah.
We should throw that off in a corner.
Yeah. No, I'm just going to keep it on me since everything's after me. I'm just going to
totally
illuminate.
And sorry, guys, just to quickly check, we are about 12 minutes over. Are we still okay to go? I don't want to, cut into everybody's schedule, so.
I would like to kill this thing before we end.
Yeah, I agree.
Carrie, you good?
Carrie?
Yeah. Yep, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, yep, I'll say that's a free action to activate that. So, Alora, what's your next move?
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna try and shoot it with my bow because
Okay.
I'm gonna try and stay away from it.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh, good lord. 9.
Ooh, unfortunately, 9 doesn't quite hit it. It like
No.
as it goes through, it just passes through the shadow and doesn't seem to catch on to it. Like it did. Are you moving anywhere, or are you staying where you are?
Put me like the farthest you can away from it.
Like
That
this,
works.
or back through the door?
Whatever you think. Yeah,
Well,
just
it's
as
your
long as
call.
I'm away
I
from
don't
it.
want to. Yeah.
Yeah, right there is good. That way I can still see what's going on.
Okay, got it. Henrik, you are up.
I'm going to cast Shadow Blade as a bonus action.
Okay.
So that basically creates like a blade of kind of like shadowy awesomeness
Okay.
coming out of my hands. So it says that I can attack with advantage if it's dimly lit. I'm assuming it's not dimly lit now that the discs are out, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's basically just it's a kind of a sword of like a shadow sword
Okay.
that I can attack with. So it's just a regular attack roll.
So is that your? Was it a bonus action to cast it, or an action?
It's a bonus action to cast it.
Okay.
Correct.
And then you're moving to go hit it.
And then I'm going to attack it, with the sword.
Okay. Some shadow on shadow action.
Yeah, what I don't know is what my attack bonus is. That's the one negative to relying on.
So it should
D&D
be.
Beyond.
It should be. Well, it should be your spell attack, I think, for this one, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right?
Well, I can.
With my spell DC, that's my bonus.
If you click on the spells, it should tell you. But if not, I will check it out myself.
Yeah, I'm having trouble seeing it. So it says it's deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit and has finesse, light, and thrown properties, but it doesn't mention anything about like what my attack mode is. Normally, my actions show all my other spells show up as an action where I can kind of see it what the plus hit to hit is, but I'm a little confused with this one.
Yep. So is it counts as a simple melee weapon which you are proficient? It deals 1d6 or 2d8 psychic damage on a hit. Finesse light. So okay, so you're using it as a finesse weapon. So that
So
you're
just use my
proficient with.
dexterity
So just use your dexterity.
plus proficiency bonus plus dexterity.
Yep, proficiency bonus plus dexterity. If you have a dagger, you can just use the pluses for the dagger.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
And then the damage for whatever the damage is supposed to go.
12.
12 hits.
Yes. I was going to say that would be a
Sweet.
real big letdown after all that conversation.
And what kind of damage is this? This is psychic?
It's psychic damage, yes.
Okay.
Is that good or bad?
What is psychic damage?
3.
Like mental energy.
It messes with their mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 10.
It kind of wreathes. And yeah, it seems like you smacked it really well.
So it's duration up to 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah, so that's plenty. Yeah, usually it's 1 minute is plenty for a combat, right? It's just, technically each round is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
So 10 rounds is a minute. So.
Okay. And it is concentrations required, just FYI.
Yep. All right. We are back at the top. He doesn't like the fact that he just got hit by another thing that's made of him. So he's coming back at you, Henrik, with his own. Does a 21 hit you?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woo, you were armored up, man.
So that is 14 points of damage.
Yikes.
and take -4 to your strength.
What?
You're gonna be feeble old people by the time you'll have arthritis when we leave here.
Wow. I'll have some curing going on after this if anybody makes it.
Just for those that are watching that don't know how it works when you hit 0 strength. Not for you guys, because you guys already know this, but for the people that are watching this, when you hit 0 strength, you die. So just make
What
sure
does that mean?
when your strength score goes to 0, you die.
I'm a negative. Okay, actually, I'm a 7.
Your score,
okay. I
not
just
your
have a
bonus.
-2.
When your
Gotcha.
score
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
I was like, oh my god, I'm already dead. I'm just a wraith.
But you guys knew that, so
Just a
it was
memory.
just for everybody that's watching. So.
Okay.
All right.
Oh man.
So it's like writhing because of the light in the room. It is not happy, but that was its attack. So it is now Riva's turn.
Okay. So I should still have my wings out, right? Because it's
Yep.
a minute.
Yep.
So okay. So did it move or is it staying where it's at?
It's staying where it is. It because of the light in the room, it's kind of limited of what direction it wants to move.
Right. So Riva bamps up a little bit and comes down on the other side of Henrik just to try to keep it from. I don't want it to head towards Alora. You know,
Like
like I
this?
want to, or I come back a little bit further maybe because I think I can kind of hit it with most of my stuff.
Okay.
I just want to put a barrier between it and her
Gotcha.
with all of the light I got going on.
Okay.
Because it seemed like, it had some connection to her. So
Yep.
I'm going to then bonus action is my, hold on, let me make sure. Starry form. This is like the first time I'm getting to try this out, really. So in succession. Bonus action on my subsequent turns while it lasts, make a ranged spell attack, hurling a luminous arrow, target one creature within 60 feet. I wanted to stay within 60 feet. I knew I wanted to stay.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's just go ahead with your attack.
12 plus 3, 17, 15.
That hits.
Okay, good. And then that's a 1d8 plus 3. I rolled a 5, so 8 points of radiant damage. Then because I have my wings out, I think that was only one time though. Once per turn. Oh, once per turn.
Right.
I can. Okay.
Go
plus
ahead.
3.
Plus 3 more damage.
Radiant. Yes.
So that's how much total?
Oh gosh.
11?
It was. Hold on, just a second. Yeah, I think so. I lost.
Okay. Yep. How do you want your arrow to destroy this thing?
Okay, so I draw back my arrow, and I mean, she's so bright you almost can't really kind of see the arrow until it's flying from her. You just see a streak of light light up its chest.
Hang on.
And or its rib cage.
I think I can do this. So.
Yes.
It
just lodges right in the middle of its
color.
rib cage, and then the light kind of almost boils within it and then busts out.
Pew pew.
There we go. And the shadow guardian is no more.
Okay.
Yay!
Dissipates.
Yay!
Now the light is kind of brightly shining throughout the room. You can kind of see a little clearer, and as you are looking throughout the room, you can tell that there is again an obelisk towards that far part of the wall, like in the center of that curve, is an obelisk, and it's probably 20 or 30 feet tall by estimate. It's sort of looks almost like obsidian, and it's got a square formation at the base that then turns into sort of a triangular, like it's square and then more of a triangular figure, and then it goes up to sort of a pyramid type point at the top. And then carved in it are just lines, like throughout the whole thing, just etched in very meticulously. As you are kind of gazing at it, you can tell that it's not just lines, that these were somehow stones that were put together in some weird fantastical Jenga fashion that like formed this obelisk and are just held that way. And it's pretty incredible. But obviously, with everything you've just been through, it's kind of you know, that's, excuse the pun, but that's a shadow of the of what you're trying to deal with right now. So at the base of this is a large chest, and Henrik, this is a chest identical to one you've encountered in your past at the last time you were at a Donrin ruin.
Okay. So can I approach the chest kind of cautiously?
Sure.
To kind of just open it?
Yeah, so as you touch it,
Was it the chest that happened, or okay?
you start writhing in pain, and you take 5 points of fire damage that's kind of searing through you.
Okay, so I'm gonna let go of it. So that was just by touching the box. The gosh, what'd you call it? What's the thing? What's it called? The chest, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. Couldn't think of it. Okay. So I'll turn to Allure and Riva. Say, I've encountered one of these before, long ago, but I recall that they had to touch the item. So there was an item in this that looks very similar to something that that I've encountered before, but I don't recall. It's been so long, I guess, that I don't recall how they got it out. I know that the item itself, was very difficult to touch. So if this is the relic, I'm not sure how to get it back.
Roll a Arcana check.
1. So, like I said, I don't know how to get it back.
Okay. Let's see.
Anybody, you have
Is it
inspiration.
something that I recognize?
Just saying.
What'd you say, Brian?
sorry, what?
You have inspiration.
Yeah, I guess I could. Like inspiration to like roll advantage for the Arcana check?
You can spend inspiration to roll a dice again.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. 20. Yes.
Like natural 20?
Yeah, nat 20.
All right,
20.
Nat 20.
Nice.
You do.
Now
Nice.
I remember.
It's kind of it's coming back to you. Yeah. So you remember them having issues touching it, but then the first couple of people that touched the chest had that issue. The second two didn't when they opened it, but you weren't sure why at the time. But now, after you've spent time like looking through the ruins and stuff, you think that it was warded somehow. And through seeing what was going on here and understanding that it was fire that got you, you think that carefully nullifying the fire enchantment may let you open it. Meaning, if you had some other type of spell that was its elemental opposite, that it may affect it in a way that negates the fire or the fire damage that's kind of imbued in this as a trap.
Can I absorb the element or try and open it?
Ooh, that's a good
It is
try
a good
too. So that's
question.
that's a great question. So you can certainly try to do that if you'd like. So
If Carrie tells us, I mean, if Henrik
yeah,
tells
if
us.
Henrik, if Henrik lets you know.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell him. But yeah, I think this is warded by some sort of fire magic. So I'm gonna be acting all confident that it's like, yeah, I could just cast such and such, and then Alora, you can volunteer your spells. Like, okay, well that's better. Yeah, well, let's try that instead.
Okay. All right.
So are we
I'm
doing
gonna...
Alora's thing or not?
Yeah. So what is so?
Yeah, you
Laura,
said it.
your absorb elements is sort of a defensive thing, right? Like, so it's if someone attacks you, then you can absorb some of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think. So let me.
Yeah.
So
And then store it for later, I think.
Yeah.
So this
I
is
think
part
that's what
of
it was.
your like the Gloomstalker thing, or I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
Okay, let me.
Or no, I think let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, let me take a look to make sure. I don't want to send you down the wrong
that's
path.
what
It's a
I'm
great
doing
idea.
too.
I just want to.
It's a spell.
Yeah, so basically, this is so that it captures some of the energy coming in and it lessens the effect, and then you can store it. But so it's a great idea. It would only lessen the effect, so it depends on how much damage this does. You still may take damage.
It does say, though, that it has resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of her next turn.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you could definitely do that. What I'm saying,
afterwards. Yeah.
It's a decision between do you want to shut it off or just take the damage. Right? Like if you want to turn off the trap is Henrik's way. Taking the damage and opening it is your way. So it just depends on what what you want to do.
As low as I am, Henrik, we're gonna go with you.
Yeah, let's go with the ranged ice attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are you using?
I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Okay. So yeah. So
and then
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and while he's fiddling with that, I just go over and I check on Alora and kind of put my arm around her and I cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. So how many hit points does she get back?
7.
All right, you got 7 points back. It does not give you back your strength. It just gives you back the hit points.
Okay. Thank you, Reba.
Yeah. So, Henrik, you are reaching out and casting Ray of Frost.
Yes.
The bluish white energy leaves from your hand or your wand, whichever you're using. It envelops the chest, and then you can sense as it does so that it nullifies what was there from a trap perspective.
Okay. So I'm gonna just carefully try to prop it open.
All right. So as you open the chest, you see in the bottom something very familiar to what you saw before. It's an orb. It's a glass ball that's like smooth and symmetrical. It doesn't have any like bubbles or imperfections in it, and as you look at it, you can tell that this is a similar one than what you saw briefly in your last encounter, and like you never put together that this would have been what you were looking for, because it just didn't. It never came up again after the last time that happened. You can tell that there's sort of something in the orb, like moving around, like not necessarily like a creature or something, but just like shapes and some type of. But you can't tell from having it inside. You can also tell that there's a set of what looks to be cartographer's tools, some type of map making kit that's in there. Which seems to be protected from the elements as well. It seems to be everything in there looks pristine. And then finally, something that is very interesting is actually, Carrie, since you're the one looking, roll a history check, please.
15.
Yeah. So you recognize at the bottom is a silver talum. And a talum, from what you knew in your studies, is an elvish bracelet, an artifact of the elves that was given to the head of the house, and it was prized by them. It was guarded by them. It's usually inscribed with sigils of their house, and you see one that's in the bottom, and it's got 2 sigils inscribed on it, and it's sitting at the the talum is one of the bracelets that kind of like it's like a braided entwined silver, and it just kind of wraps around the arm, type of thing, like almost like a bracer, but it's set in a way that it almost covers the arm. It becomes so intertwined with it, and that's at the bottom of the chest as well.
Okay. So I'm going to invite Alora and Riva over to take a peek. Just say careful. So what I know about this orb, I've encountered one in the past, is we do not want to touch it in any way. So are the other items retrievable without touching the orb?
Yeah, you think you can get to them without, if you're careful, you think you can get to it without.
Use your wand to
Yeah.
nudge stuff over.
Yeah, well, I've only got 6 hit points left and a 10 strength, so I'm not touching anything in there. But if you
Well,
guys-
yeah. I mean,
There
I
you go.
touched her and I healed her, and my goal was to come up and do that to you too, but I didn't want to interrupt you while you were looking at stuff. So
Okay, so are you gonna
No.
if you're gonna heal him, Alora, are you checking it, or is Riva you're checking the stuff inside to try to grab it, or who's doing what?
well,
I
you-
didn't
gonna
really want
come
to
up
check it
and-
out to see if I recognize anything.
I'm gonna come up and just
Sorry.
touch him, and you're fine, and cast Cure Wounds as well. I'm gonna do. Did he look like he was in worse shape than Alora?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm 6 out of 5.
he was a 6 and I was at a 10.
Okay, so I'll cast it at 2nd level then.
Okay.
So 8. You get 8 points back.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Alora, as you get up and you're kind of taking a look at it, you peer in, and just something seems really familiar about that talum, about that bracelet. Something seems really familiar. It looks smaller than you remember.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm gonna try and reach in and pick it up.
Yeah, so carefully.
I guide her. Can I guide her?
Sure.
Okay.
Roll a dexterity check then. And what's the guidance? A D4?
D4.
Yep. So roll a 20, Melanie, and add either an acrobatics or just straight dexterity, either one. So I think it's a +1 for you, for whatever you roll.
18.
Yeah, without a problem, you're able to, nimbly go in and grab the talum from the inside of the chest, and you get this feeling as soon as you pick it up, and then in your mind you hear Elora, and as it happens, the talum opens and writhes around and fits onto your arm.
Oh boy. Okay. So this was probably one of my parents. Okay, so do I know how it works?
Not sure yet.
Or-
It'll take some time to kind of spend with it to figure it out. Maybe
Okay.
they're not as common anymore, so it may take some time to figure it out or to do some additional identifying, whether magically or just through research or something. But it's interesting enough. You also feel, all of you start feeling sort of a hum coming from the chest and the obelisk, like
Oh,
sort
no.
of a.
Did that happen as the talum went on her arm, or did you know, I mean, honestly, I would have if like as it's wrapping on her arm, I would have grabbed her and I would have said, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Is it burning you? Is it like,
Mhm.
you know, like I'm concerned that this thing is just like wrapping
Yeah.
up her arm." But, you know, obviously it seems like it's not hurting her. So,
Yeah. Alora, you feel completely fine. You feel as if it's supposed to be there.
Right. Yeah, I really feel like it was probably one of my parents.
do you recognize the runes that are on it? Or the sigils that are on it?
I'm not sure. Do I?
I would say you recognize it, and now more that you have it on, you recognize it, especially when you were younger and being held by your mother.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so I think it might have been my mom's.
I mean, and we heard
Yeah.
those screams earlier, but we don't see anybody.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah, can we? Is there a way we can deduce what those screams were? Were they like? Was it the creature mocking the screams to make us to encourage us to get
Was it
in,
coming
or
out of the obelisk?
Roll an insight check, Carrie.
14?
That's the feeling you get, that it was a
It was
mocking thing
he's baiting us to come inside.
lure her in.
Okay. So my suggestion would be to keep the orb in the chest and maybe use your bag of holding to hold it if we can.
How large is the chest? Yeah.
It's a pretty, probably 3 foot by 4 foot.
Okay,
See,
so
I
it's
don't
not
think I
something.
can get it in dimensionally through the opening, so we'll have to carry it.
Well, we could try to just take the orb out with cloth. Now, I do recall that it was able to be controlled as long as you didn't touch it directly. So if we have some sort of cloth or fabric, we could wrap it up in to kind of. How big's the orb itself, Brian?
Kind of magic 8-ball size.
Okay, so we probably could fit it in a bag of holding.
Oh yeah.
Well, I've got like clothes in my bag, you know. I mean, I can pull out a shirt and, you know, you can wrap it up.
Can we try to do that? You guys want to try to do that?
Or like
will it hurt if we put those two objects together though? Or will the holding keep
the
all
orb
of
in the book, the tome?
I think it should be fine. I mean,
Yeah, we're probably creating some evil.
Reba thinks it'll be fine.
You're
but
you're continuing to hear a hum.
Oh God. So okay, the hum is happening, but in the time frame that we're in, arrow-wise, like, you know, it's kind of a little bit more Victorian-esque. She's got Reva's, you know, she's got like traveling clothes and she's got like city clothes in her bag, so she would have gloves.
Yeah.
So she puts on some gloves.
Okay.
You know, they're like silk gloves or whatever. They're like, you know, they're like fancy gloves, but they're not. and attempts to like pick up the orb, wrap it in a shirt.
Okay.
And then try to put it in the bag.
With the gloves and the shirt, you're able to get it into the
like
bag.
Gloves, shirt on the top, you know, like two barriers.
Yeah, with enough clothes, you're able to get it into the bag. But your shirt and your stuff is now in the bag too, kind of like wrapped with it.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've got the cartographer's tools and we've got the bracelet. So let's get everything out of it and then we'll investigate the humming.
Okay. I need everybody to roll a dexterity check. I'm sorry, dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay, remind me, is that the 20 or is that?
Yeah, it's still 20, and for you, I just happen to have your sheet up. So for you, dex saving throw is a +3. So
16.
9.
7.
Yeah. So with
I'm glad I healed y'all some.
final hum,
Yeah,
and you turn and you immediately see that it's the obelisk that's humming, and all of the little cracks where this thing is put together, it's the light starts to pulse and then a big flash of light. Everybody roll a 20 for me. I just want to see who gets highest. Who's the highest out of all of you?
I mean, my roll didn't make it.
No.
Oh.
15.
I got an 18.
Oh.
18.
Do we add anything to it?
Nope. Just straight 20. So we got an 18 is the highest to beat. What'd you get?
15.
15, 18, 5. Okay. So
Oh,
because you won the roll, you get to roll the D4. So roll a D4, Melanie, the pyramid one, and tell me what
Yep.
you get.
2.
A flash of light overtakes you. Your head starts spinning, and you don't know which way is up or down. As your senses come back, you find yourself standing in a loud and boisterous building filled with lights and sounds and the odors of liquor and smoke and rank bodies and stale bread. There are sounds of dice and cups and coins on tables, and they're either being scraped into their arms or being tapped onto the table asking for another bid. There's laughter and loud cursing, and sputtering torchlight is sort of around the room. And luckily, you seem to have appeared in an area that is out of the view of others. However, you notice that you're standing in this building, and it's next to one of the structural pillars of this building that looks oddly identical to the obelisk that you were previously standing next to. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh, so was she the only one that happened to?
All of you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So we all get.
Oh, I was about to say, oh God, I gotta go find her.
I know. Like, holy crap!
I needed somebody to roll the 4 to figure out where you went, so I just wanted it to be fun who picked it. So.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Well, we grabbed everything before. None of us got hurt in that.
No, there was no pain or no, and it's just kind of disorienting that that happened to you. But,
Okay.
great job, guys. Sorry, I know we ran way over, but we had a little technical glitch in the middle, and that all got resolved.
Yeah, no worries.
So nice job, everybody. It was fun. So it's getting
fun.
interesting.
Ooh.
All right.
We were able to grab everything before we went. Wait, do we? Okay, I know we're ending, but did I get the sense?
Sorry.
Did I get the sense that we were really there, or that this is like a dream?
No, you get the sense that you are moved to a different location.
All right. Well, that might have helped.
That's
us.
a portal.
But we were going to go back and look at all the other stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it's good we went to the other rooms first. We wouldn't have found that book.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, this could have been a really short game, or it it just depends on where you guys go. That's what I love about D&D.
I want to I go in every little corner and crook. I'm we turn it over every stone.
You never know.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
I mean, and to be fair, this is, and for everybody watching, and for the potential DMs out there, when I do the behind the screens, you'll see this could have gone in a lot of different directions, and so it's fun that this is a game that gets, developed by the people playing it as much as it is by the person running it. So it's fun for me too, because I never know what's going to happen. So great job. All right, we will pick up there next time. And
okay.
Have a great night. Keep on rolling.
Okay.
Good deal.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.